First contact, testimony today about John Goodman's actions after the nighttime crash that claimed a young man's life. Good evening, I'm Michael Williams.
And I'm Shannon Cakin for Kelly Dunn. Thanks so much for staying with us this evening. One of the key witnesses in the case against polo mogul John Goodman took the stand today.
News Channel 5's Jay Cashmere at the Palm Beach County Courthouse with details on today's testimony. Jay.
Michael, Shannon, her name is Lisa Pembleton, and she was certainly a very, very important witness today, probably one of the most important that showed up out of the 7 that we saw on the stand, specifically because 40 minutes after this crash took place, John Goodman knocked on her mobile home and needed assistance. She was one of the first people to get a firsthand account of his state of mind, emotionally and physically, how he was feeling following that crash. So thus her testimony today played a very, very integral role in this. Now, John Goodman went to her mobile home to use a cell phone in there, so she got a lot of activity. She documented a lot of activity of his actions following this crash. She took the stand today talking about how she was training to be a horse groomer, and that's why she was living in a trailer near the stables. On the night of the crash, she said Goodman walked to her trailer, banged on the door 2 times, and walked in. She said she was in bed when Goodman asked her to use his phone. Pembleton also testified Goodman did not seem to be in pain and asked her what he should do. She said she told him to call 911. In answering questions from the prosecutor, Pembleton said first he called a woman who it turned out was his girlfriend.
What did he say to this lady?
He said, I really effed up.
But he used the word.
Yes.
Okay.
And that he had been in an end-of-the-world accident.
Did he say anything about his car malfunctioning?
No.
Polo thing?
Oh, it wasn't a polo thing?
No.
Okay. And somebody just had the horse for sale?
Yes.
Now, the woman he called was Heather Colby Hutchins, who then took the stand. She testified that she didn't remember Goodman saying he had been in an end-of-the-world accident. So a lot of back and forth on the stand today, really trying to sway those jurors one way or the other. Want to welcome in News Channel 5 legal analyst Michelle Suskauer. Let's talk about this witness today, Heather Colby Hutchins, a name very familiar to everybody because her name was brought up prior to this trial when John Goodman adopted her. Why didn't that make testimony today?
Well, certainly that was not going to come in, just like the civil settlement did not come into evidence because it shows nothing except bias, nothing except irrelevant information that really does have nothing to do with whether or not John Goodman committed a crime on that night. And so what we would do is really just inflame the jury against him, obviously. And that was actually one of the things that was discussed when the jurors were being questioned about pretrial publicity.
She was brought up by the state. What impact did she have today for them?
Well, I think what she did was they were trying to show that there was obviously a little bit of conflict there and maybe to discredit her in a way. She wasn't trying to be helpful to the state. She wasn't helpful to the state, and she completely contradicted everything that Lisa Pembleton said that she heard John Goodman tell her on the phone that night.
Interesting testimony and plenty more of it to come tomorrow. Michelle, thank you very much. 7 witnesses took the stand today. Tomorrow will be the biggest day for the prosecution. Some major witnesses expected to testify, including the main traffic homicide investigator. A lot more to come. Shannon, back to you in the studio. Okay.